Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Elizabeth, and this is the Joyful Sojourn, a community of people that love sharing life together, and we really love stationery and planning and doing things creatively. And if that sounds like it's up your alley, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Today, this is my most anticipated cloth and paper sub box of all time, maybe? I don't know. The November box is typically good because you get to see what their spiral planner is going to be. So you get a whole planner every November. This guy, I'm just going to go ahead and open it. Well, first, let's take a look at the box. White box. We've got a little sneaky peek of some color here with this pop of orange. I have been so excited for this box. I've been off again with the cloth and paper sub box. Sometimes it just is awesome, and then other times it's not awesome for me, personal opinion. And so I kind of have started just purchasing the boxes that I like the sneak peeks for. And let me tell you, this is the May 2025 intention box, and I think this is probably one of the best boxes they have ever done, and should not be a surprise because May is also a good month for you to subscribe, or at least pay kind of monthly as you go, because May is actually the founder's birthday. And so the May cloth and paper box and the November cloth and paper box, like if you're going to get a box any month of the year, I would go with May and November. And y'all, I think this is probably the best box ever. I've seen sneak peeks and I just was blown away by this notebook set, this commonplace journaling set, and I cannot wait to get into it with you. If you hear my husband come in, we share an office, so I'm going to try to keep things as organized as possible and as quiet as possible, but my dog might come in too. So look at this. So mine got a little wonky. Hopefully the scrape didn't go down into the notebooks, but we have a notebook set that has 3 notebooks in it. Technically, one is a daily planner, undated, in this bundle. And this was in the box that, I think this box was, did I do a 3-month? I think it was about $50. $50, and this is everything that we have. We're going to go over this in detail, but I'm going to hold off and just get these little bips and bobs out of the way first. So the intention box always comes with 2 writing instruments because they got rid of the Penspiration subscription. So now they include pens in the just general intentions box. And I was curious about this. I already know I'm not going to like the color of this, but I have never seen a Mildliner stamp pen. Have you guys? Like, is this a pre-release item? I don't know. Let's talk about the packaging for just a moment. I have really loved a lot of the packaging that Cloth and Paper, excuse me, has transitioned to. It just feels nice. I just like the experience of opening things up, and yeah, this little pen pouch I like better than the paper ones that we had a few months ago. So curated quiet moments filling blank pages, and I feel like maybe we're gonna have one of the most cohesive things we've seen in a long time. Let's take a look at these 2 pens, and we really want to play with this stamp one. So this actually, oh, it is a pen. Okay, so this is a Zebra F301 0.7 millimeter, very lightweight. So it has the look of like a heavy metal, but it's not. It actually feels quite thin. And this is a ballpoint. And if this is a ballpoint pen, it should work on their transparent stickies, but we'll find out in just a moment. This feels all right. I mean, it feels inexpensive to me compared to other kind of silver, kind of metal looking barrel pens. It doesn't have a lot of weight to it, which you might like if you get, cramping in your hand. It is very, very easy to hold. And then the Mildliner stamp, this is in the color Apricot, and I'm gonna stand up here so you can see it. But can you guys see? It's an arrow. Let's take a look at the other side. We've got a bullet tip on the other side. But let's get to stamping. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I changed my chair recently and it's squeaky, so I apologize. So let's see how perfect you have to be. I mean, you got to kind of You got to push pretty hard, actually. I thought it was going to be really sensitive. But if you are not pushing very hard, you're going to get partial stamping. So you got to really kind of apply pressure. I actually think that's quite nice. And frankly, I was expecting this like neon orange. This orange is much more palatable to me than what it could have been based on the cap. So I'm very happy with that. So this is the Mildliner stamp. I'm presuming then that we're going to see other colors with different icons. Wouldn't you think so? I don't know. I just feel like this is like a sneaky peek of what's to come. So I think this was a win, actually. So well done, Cloth and Paper. Very excited to have that in my pen collection. Let's see what else we have in our little goodies bag. And already, what? Dude, okay, so let me just say, as I open this, everyday journaling, I feel like them having given us a set of these 3 notebooks, I was not expecting there to be inserts. So I did not know there were inserts in here. But it looks like they gave us journaling inserts, which again makes this probably one of the best value boxes I have seen in a long while. What? And there's a pocket folder? Okay, I'm actually, if you guys have seen my recent Cloth and Paper boxes, I've been really disappointed. So I'm not putting on right now. I am genuinely impressed with this box. So first we have a journaling card. It says Reverie. And I don't really, I don't want to show the back of this, I don't think. So the theme for May 2025 is analog planning routine, which is a big fat yes for me. I am a big paper and pen person. So I love this. This is a tour card. So we're going to see the notebook set, storage holder, dashboard, journaling inserts, cards, stickers, pins, marker. Oh my goodness. So many good things. So we have the journaling card, which you can have be, decorative in your planner if you want. Again, packaging is a win for me. I love this material. It's so pretty. It's like a really thick vellum. This little envelope gives us our page pins. Volume 3. So these are transparent page pins. They're good for highlighting, for underlining things. You can use, actually, we should test this. Let's test our ballpoint pen test. Yeah. So this pen will work on your page pins and really any transparent sticky note that you have. So we've got the page pins, and I'm good with that. This colorway is not my vibe, but I think it's nice, and I can already see that kind of orange red being a theme here. So next we have a set of 3 page markers. What does that mean? Say more. And you can identify what size planner you have so that the inserts and the accessories that you get will fit your planner. I went with the half letter size, and I'm kind of kicking, but you know what's nice? It says half letter, but I'm pretty sure everyone got the same set because this is for your spiral planner. So that will fit. I wonder if that will fit in my, well, it's going to be twin loop style. So any twin loop planner, whether it's a Happy Planner or a Laurel Denise planner, or my Plum Paper is a spiral, not the twin loop style, but this will fit in any of those twin loop style planners. And I like that it's small and it's frosted so you can see the writing underneath, and nice big size tab. Actually makes me want to, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not going to fit. Although, no. So it's only going to fit in your twin loops, but that's okay. So we've got that guy, and then this is for your discbound, and it's punched a little bit lower so that it sticks up higher. We've got 3 punches. So this is universal. This is going to fit in any discbound planner that you have. And then lastly, we have one that has no punch, and this can just be like a bookmark, which could be really handy for your one of the notebooks. And actually this will fit, I'm willing to bet, in the spiral notebook, the twin loop notebook that I'm seeing here as well. So we will test these out in the notebook set that we have here. Next, we have a journaling card for the month of July. Really nice. I mean, they always make these look really nice. It's just whether or not you're going to use it. Beautiful, really thick cardstock. It has like a linen-y texture. You've got your dates for July. You've got important dates down here. And this is really great for your dot pens if you want to mark specific dates, paydays, vacations, when you start your period. If you were doing like health tracking here, you could put like your health stats summary for the month down here, like starting weight, ending weight, all kinds of things you can do with something like this, and you would just clip it into your planner. Next we have, what are these? What are these? Well, we have a little binder clip, thank you. Is this a sticker? Because that would be rad. I don't think it is. Oh, I think it is. No, it's not. I think this is meant to be kind of just aesthetic. And we have, oh, interesting. So we have sheets of vellum. The pages are perforated so you can rip them out or separate them. So actually, let's look at them individually. So the first one says, nostalgia whispers through every line, memories bound in layers and threads. This next one, pretend that you don't see this and you only see this. The scent of paper, the weight of a notebook feels like coming home. And then pretend you just see this. Pages once blank, now fill the plans, dreams, and the quiet rhythm of ink. And then again, just this side. Each morning, the open planner becomes a canvas for today, not just tomorrow. The analog world slows, offering space to breathe, reflect, and connect. And then this last one, in the simplicity of paper and pen, time feels steady, grounded in the present. Well, I actually do agree with that. So you can leave this all together, but these are perforated so that you can separate them. And they look about the same. Of course, I don't have my little traveler's notebook size from, I think they call it the pocket size, but we'll be able to see maybe when we compare it to the smallest notebook in this set, we can see the size of this and if it'll fit kind of maybe on top, or maybe you could like tie it down or hold it down with washi tape or something. But the idea is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 really nice vellum pieces once you separate them, and you can slide them in. Ooh, you could even slide them into your pocket. And if you wanted to add a punch of color, you've got this kind of corally, it's a red orange little barcode kind of completing the look. So of all the vellums that I've received from Cloth and Paper, something about this being smaller and having multiple options, I think could be really cool for layering in my planner or in my journal. So next we get a set of stickers, set of 4 gallery stickers. And oh, actually, no, let's go ahead and open this. So we have different icons, not just the arrows here, but we'll keep this paper here. So let's see. So here is our first one. So they are kind of small arrows. Then we have kind of the next size up, or 2 sizes on this one. Then we have gallery icons. And these are super functional. Travel, food, heart, thoughts, phone, maybe time management, pins, like those are super, super functional. And then lastly, we have rectangles. Do we have a color on here? We don't, but they're like a milky white color. So you get 4 sheets of these stickers. Very functional, easy to use, no matter what planner you are using. Or if you're a bullet journaler, you could probably use these as well. So we've got those. Let's open this guy up. Very excited about this. So this is a pocket folder for your planner. So depending on what size your planner is and what sub box you signed up for, you will get one that matches your planner. I'm just gonna have to rip this. This makes me want to get back into a half letter. And it's a pocket. like an actual zip pocket. We see that orange there again. And then inside we have a very nice cardstock that says Reverie, a state of daydreaming or nostalgic reflection. And they're just kind of giving us a starter into decorating this thing. So you could do a little vision board in here. You could put receipts in here. You could put pictures in here. So it could be more like a memory keeping, like fun stuff. Or you could have it be more playful. And this is just a fun little tag, I guess, to throw in there. But this is where you could have some fun kind of breaking things up if you wanted to maybe rip one of these off and you could layer it. Oops. Let's see if I can pick these up. I haven't had my nails painted in so long, and I did it for Mother's Day. So I don't know how I would do this, but let's just see. I mean, they do fit. So yeah, you could easily make like a little collage here. If you wanted it to be serious or goal setting, you could do that. But I think this is a very nice addition to this box. And then the last item, last item before we get to the notebook set, is this guy, which totally is like a shocker to me. I don't know what they were thinking, giving us inserts in addition to the notebooks, but I think that is super, super awesome. These are, they call them everyday journaling, but so it's interesting that the header says focus. But I guess the focus or the topic of your journaling. But you've got 4 sections here. You can put your title or date over here for whatever your topic is for what you're writing. And then you've got lined in each section. And you get and it's just repeated. You get a good size stack. I don't know how many are in this set, but I would say that is a very generous number. So here you can see an example, which I always love when they do this, but focus. Today I am grateful for. So here they used it for gratitude. Focus on this one. My intention for today is, and then what the intention for the day is. So that's actually nice because, you know, what you journal doesn't have to just be like how you're feeling about your day. You could put different types of prompts here. Like if you're also a Cocoa Daisy subscriber, you get journaling prompts every month in your journaling kit, and you could put what the journaling prompt is for each date. And then you've got something kind of ready-made for journaling. So I am a fan. Well done, Cloth and Paper. I know I've been a bit of a hater. Not a hater. I've wanted more from Cloth and Paper's boxes. And these are not sent to me. I buy them myself, and I, share them here on my channel. And so when you're putting your cold hard cash into it, you like want to make sure you're getting your value. And I feel like this box is just so good. Now we're going to get into the Commonplace notebook set. And oh my gosh, I've really been into daily planning lately. So I feel like the daily notebook could be a game changer in my life. Not that I need another daily, but I'm like, do I need another daily? I don't know. I might need another daily. Okay, let me make sure. Actually, we'll leave things a little bit pulled out since we've got so many things to look at. Okay, move all this stuff out of the way. There's so many goodies in this box. I don't have room on my desk. Move that guy over. Okay, the notebook set. So not only do they give us the 3 notebooks, but it's all bungeed together with this rubber bungee that you can use for any books, any journals, any notebooks that you have that you want to keep things together. If you're taking your journals and planners on the go, you can bungee them together so they're not, all over the place in your purse. Let's start with this small guy. So this is giving us, actually, this is really nice. Appreciate this. Okay, so this is telling us what exactly the notebook set is. So we have the folded pamphlet Pocket Plus, which they've really been pushing lately with some new inserts, and of course that Traveler's Notebook cover from, I think, last month. I didn't get last month, but you can tell that they're really growing their Pocket Plus collection. So this will fit in the Pocket Plus. Then we have the Exposed Spine A5 Daily, 366 pages. You have a page for every day. And then a Spiral HP Classic Graph Notes notebook. Very excited for that one as well. So I like that they've given us this card of what is in it. They give us the dimensions as well. So I'm just going to put this right here. And if you want to screenshot it, you can. But let's get into it. So let's start with the Pocket Plus. This is a slightly different design in that it is not bound in any way. That actually gives you a lot of flexibility though, because you can take these pieces out if you want to and add them to your existing planner. So if you didn't want to keep this as a booklet, you don't have to. You could just take the whole thing off. And actually the easiest way to do that would be to take the band off versus trying to take the sheet out from the bundle. So take that off and then you can see what we have. And it's an undated monthly. So you would circle your month and then it's a Monday through Sunday, but you could very easily relabel this if you wanted a Sunday start. You're not going to get a lot of like real estate in here, but I could see this really being helpful for health and wellness tracking because you could put your step counts every day. You could put intimacy, your lady cycle you could put here. You could also use the different stickers to note things. So maybe have a little key down here with what they represent, what the little stickers represent. Or if you have little dot stickers, or maybe you're using like the Zig dot pens, you could create a little key down here and then you're only putting colored dots in your monthly. And again, because you can separate these, you can put them into your planner. You could clip them in. Oh, don't forget, that's actually really helpful. These are double-sided. So you have a full year's worth of these little pocket calendars. And interesting that they did it this way, but that makes sense. Because I guess you'd go like this and then, yeah, you can see them on the other side. So for the lines, you've got 2 columns. So I like that that's split. You got a little bit of space in the center. So if you wanted to have like home and work be different colors, or I guess you could write all the way across if you wanted to, but you could put notes and events here and then have your key over here because you've got the 2 columns. So that is the first item. And I think it's a nice thing to have. The cardstock is very good quality. It is super thick. Just make sure you're careful with this jump band. Although I guess you could retie it if you needed to. But this is kind of I guess I'm going to have to figure out how to retie it. I'm not going to do that on camera right now. But yeah, you could play around with the ties here. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And let's slide out. Mine's upside down. That's okay. Let's slide this guy out. Oh my gosh. Okay. And actually, is it upside down? Yes. Okay. This to me was so intriguing. So this is an A5 daily notebook. It does have an olive green cover on it, very thick. I wasn't sure, I couldn't tell by kind of the teases online of what the material was like, but it is a very thick plastic. Okay, my husband's about to come in. Come on in, babe. We share an office, okay? So very thick plastic. So this is going to be really sturdy. I can't say that it's scratch resistant because I can already see that there's some scuffs on it, but the color is very pretty. I do think it will protect, and you might want to keep it on because this thing is white. But I could also see this being a beautiful notebook to add stickers to, like a few clutch, like very mindful, very demure, like a classy sticker situation you could put on this. Let's take the cover off so that we can get the full impact. I mean, I kind of like it with the white. So, wow, very pretty. So white cover, you have exposed binding, and you can already tell by how this is set up, this is going to lay super flat, like super flat and be super bendy. And we're just gonna, I mean, no matter how you fold it, it's gonna be Okay, what if we go all the way to the end? Oh yeah, look at that. Can you guys see? Let me make sure. I have to zoom in a little bit out. We're gonna go a little bit further out. Look at that. We're at the very end here, and that's still pretty lay flat. At the very beginning, lay flat. You might have to push it a little bit, but holy moly. That is incredible. I wonder if you could bend it on itself. Like if you wanted to, actually, you probably wouldn't want to bend it on itself, but if let's say I wanted to write on the second page and I didn't want this side flapping, could I, stop it. Okay, maybe not that much, hold on. We're really gonna test this and I hope I don't ruin it. Wow. Stop. Okay, hold on. Let's try a different. So what I'm doing is I'm seeing if I can bend. Oh, yeah. Wow. Now, I can't promise that this is not going to break, but what I just did was I split part of the notebook back so that this part has a little bit more support. And honestly, it would work if you have like the exact amount, but now it's like a hard surface. And this is, at the very beginning of the notebook. So that's why I'm really excited about a notebook like this, because it really can, let's say we're towards the end of the notebook. So we're over here and we've got all this extra space here. Can I fold it back this way? I mean, look at how I'm like manipulating this thing. Yes. Yes, you can. So amazing. This is beautifully designed. Okay, so that is the detail on the spine situation. Let's take a look at the notebook. I'm going to zoom in now so you guys can really see the layout. This was hard for me to see in like a lot of the sneak peeks I don't know, I just couldn't get a good sense for the layout. So that's why I'm here, friends. So let's take a look. This is going to be the easiest place to see it. So this is a daily, and it goes directly from your name page to day number 1. So it goes in real fast. You have no room for an index or a key. I guess you could pop that here. You could do a tip-in, which is gluing in a small piece of paper right here. Or, I mean, you could always add a sticky note and create a key and just stick it here. Or put a sticky note down here because this is gonna be more substantial. But, so I think they knew how thick this was going to be as a daily, and so they didn't fluff it with any extra pages. So that means there are also no note pages. I mean, it's all dailies. So this is probably one of the most, it's both structured and unstructured. So it's open dated, right? So you've got an open box here for your date, and it's split into essentially 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. And there's also these narrower spots. I guess they're columns as well. I guess we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 columns vertically, okay? So you've got room to put maybe events for the day, your to-do list for the day, whatever you want in the first column. And then you have this second column that can be your like icons or your checkbox, or like if your task was completed, you would mark that here. Then we have 2 columns here that have time blocking in the center. And this runs from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. in 1-hour increments. This would be perfect to me if it had half-hour increments. So I would have preferred to see, and this is personal preference, the time going all the way down and then just had this column over here be for time blocking. But some people don't even do time blocking. So if that's you, you might appreciate how subtle the hourly blocking is because you could easily cover it up. So you could put your events time blocking events here, or you could put your time blocking events here on the left side with the time on the right. So let's say you are managing your spouse's schedule and your child's schedule, or maybe yours and your child's. You could have this header up here be my day, and then this header over here be Esther's day. And I can do time blocking for what I have going on here, and then I can have time blocking for what Esther's got going on over here. And then I can see collectively my schedule and my child's schedule in this section. So I think you've got a lot of flexibility here. And because they created these narrow columns on either side, you really can apply them to either column. I hope that makes sense. So if I want this time blocking to be for this middle section, so this is my time blocking, then this could be another to-do list here, and I still have room to check things off here. So then this becomes my functional like tasks, and this becomes functional tasks, and then these guys are for time blocking. So you've got a column and a checkbox section, a column time blocking, a column, and then either time blocking or your checklist section. I really hope that makes sense, but because I zoomed in, hopefully you can see this. There is a slightly darker line going horizontally, I'd say just more than halfway through the page, and that is giving us just 3 additional large sections and individual columns for our bullets or our check marks. Or you could extend your hourly time blocking down if you wanted to. So you're essentially looking at 6 sections with task check columns. Gosh, I hope that makes sense. But let me just make sure. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can, I really want to make sure y'all can see it, what that looks like. So here you can see the 3 sections. You've got your checklist, time block, checklist. Time block can go on either side, your horizontal line, and then of course these columns continue down. So I like it. Now, this paper is a cream color, so I can't, it's kind of hard to show with the cover. I guess you could see this way that the cover is white and the paper is an off-white. I like the off-white. I don't know how everybody will feel about it, but I'm a fan of the off-white. I think it makes this notebook feel more luxurious. So I am a fan. Do we want to test some pens? Based on the fact that I feel like we can see a little bit of the time on the previous or the upcoming page here, I do think that this is going to be a slightly thinner paper. I don't think they've given us the GSM, so I don't know the thickness of the paper, but we could, I wonder if we could go to the back here. Well, look, even on the back, we've got this guy. I guess this is the same paper. So let's actually do some pen testing and see how it works. I'm gonna grab not all the pens, but some pens that I use fairly frequently. So let's start with some super neutral mild liners and just see how they perform. So this is the N89 and this is the 942. Let's just swatch them all out. I've been super into the Matte Hop gel pens lately. I just think they are so good. They are gel pens. They're a 1 millimeter nib, so they're pretty thick and juicy. So we've got the Matte Hop. I've loved these for color coding. Let's try a Zig dot pen. And actually, let's try our new stamping. It's going to take a while to figure out how to control that. We'll try the new ballpoint. And let's see. This is the Uniball Signo. And let's see, Sharpie S-Gel. I know a lot of people like that one. Let's see. This is the Uniball. Oh my goodness. Is this the Zento? Zento? No, that can't be right. That's not the Zento. Oh, sweet niblets. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Let's test out the Zebra Blend. Ooh. This is the Uniball 1P. Big fan of this one. Actually, let me see what. I should have been paying attention to the different sizes. This is the 0.38. So this is the, oh yeah, Uni 1P 0.38. How about a Muji? Muji 0.38. And Sarasa. Let's do a Sarasa Mark-On. This is a 0.5. Ooh, that one was a little glossy or gloopy. Goopy. Sarasa Mark-On in the 0.5. And let's try a traditional Zebra Mild Liner in an interesting color, because that's what I have. Okay, so let's see how these perform on this paper. Wow. Great, in my opinion. Let me make sure that this is the same. It's the same paper. Honestly, I thought there would be a lot more ghosting, if not bleeding. That ghosting to me is not bad, especially if you're someone that's used to the Tomoe River paper. That is not bad. There is ghosting, but it is not bad. The more fine tips are going to give you a little bit of a raised texture, but like that matte hop, which is super juicy, that performed excellently. So I'm very happy with these guys. And I didn't test, oh man, that little glob is gonna smear. I didn't test the schmear, didn't do a schmear test, but I think that performed quite well. So let's move on to the last notebook, because I know we spent a good amount of time on that planner, because it's, you know, only once a year typically that we have seen a whole planner from Cloth and Paper in a subscription box. So we had to spend some time. Let's take a look at this bungee. I mean, it's a rubber bungee. I wouldn't say there's anything special about it, but I do think that it's functional. And I mean, really, you could put this around like a picnic blanket, like if you're going to a park. I mean, anything that you want to kind of hold together. A sleeping bag that is difficult to, you know, keep rolled up. Anything that needs to be held together, you can use for that. Okay, so let's take a look at this notebook. This is the Happy Planner HP Classic size. And I love that they've given us 3 different sizes of notebooks in this set. Keeps it super functional. I'm gonna zoom out just a pinch. So we have our twin loop, and while we're here, before I forget, let's test out the bookmark, if I can find the correct one. This is what happens when we make a mess. Hold on. Is this it? This is it. So here's one of the bookmarks. And actually, why don't we put this, I'm just going to pop this in right away. Right here. That just pops right in. So this is also going to fit on your spiral planner from Cloth and Paper if you have one of those. But I like the height Actually, you can see it better with my black background. You can see the height there. And then see how small it is? So it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can still see your notebook just fine. And I think the holes are a bit too... It's not a tight fit on this guy, which might just be the way it's going to be, which is fine. So I do see it's a little bit loose. I'm curious if you got this box, is yours also kind of loosey-goosey like that? It can be difficult to pull then if it keeps kind of dipping. Yeah, I think the holes are just a little bit bigger than the paper. So we're getting a little bit of pull, but it works. It works if you're willing to deal with the wonkiness. Okay, so let's take a look. This guy is a notebook, and it's got a frosted cover with that kind of gallery experience of like directional signs to different places or themes. So we've got our orange arrows. Let's see. This guy up here says moments and experiences. This says passages, quotes, anecdotes, and euphorisms. This arrow up says notes, journaling, reviews, keepsakes, mementos, annotation, analysis, sketches, inspiration, ideas. I mean, these are all ideas for how you could use this notebook, which is actually quite nice. Planning, scheduling, tracking, lists, reminders, tasks, thoughts, introspection, reflection. And then, of course, we have the cloth and paper. So I kind of like this. I like how clean this is. This to me screams brainstorming, ideas, goal setting, and like future planning. So yeah, feeling very inspired with that kind of aesthetic. So on the inside, we have a cardstock dashboard, and it has that continued imagery of like a blurred or a moving really quickly of like, I want to say it looks like a subway tunnel. Like these look like people coming upstairs maybe, but it's kind of blurred. And then here it looks like two people walking with umbrellas, but it's very blurred. Don't focus on it too long or it'll kind of mess with your mind. But I'm more of a creative person in a more different kind of artistic way. So these aren't speaking to me, but you could very easily play around here. You could add like perfectly print and cut down a photo here and a photo here, and then you'd be able to see the photos from underneath. So I kind of see this as a blank page for decorating. Okay, so the notebook itself, let's get centered here. We've got a name page this notebook belongs to. And again, this is giving us that cream paper, which I think just feels very creative and luxurious. And the paperweight, honestly, let me touch the other. It might be the same paper. It's got a nice slip to it. It's a little, it's thicker than copier paper. So maybe it's the 32-pound paper. Maybe it's the cloth and paper. Or maybe it's a little bit thinner. Did they tell us? They didn't tell us the paperweight. But super open. And I love this. So when it comes to notes and stuff, I prefer graph to dot grid. And so this is like chef's kiss to me. So we have a big open graph section. There are no columns. There are no additional lines. It is just open. I like that it is framed out because it gives a little bit of structure versus like a full bleed to the end of the page with the graph paper. I like that it's consolidated within the page. And then up at the top, you have your header with a space for your topic and your date. And I've been thinking that this might be a good place for my work. So I am often, in meetings with people. And so I could put the date of the meeting and maybe the company or the business I'm speaking with, maybe what the topic is, if it's like fall release or something like this, fall 2025, put the topic up there. I can put down my notes from that meeting, and then I can brainstorm on the same page ideas for the type of content that I would want to create. And maybe I could put kind of dates and deadlines, and everything is all in one place. Because right now, I got out of a meeting today and I grabbed like a random piece of paper to write down notes because I didn't want to put it in my planner. And I like the idea of having a notebook that is for all of my meetings, for all of my ideas, for future content. If I have a project with a company, I can write down, what the deliverables are, what the deadline is. And then this one notebook, like this is my work notebook. And I know that whenever I have any ideas or any meetings, I just grab this and I go to the next available page. And then this is going to be like my book of ideas. That's my strategy. You could certainly use this as a journal as well. Obviously, because it's blank, you can use it for anything. I like that it is a twin loop. I love actually that they did a twin loop for the largest size because it is incredibly satisfying to be able to flip it back on itself to kind of, have it be consolidated a little bit more on your desk. Or recently I've been doing a lot of work on a TV tray in my living room, and being able to fold it back on itself like this just takes up less space. So I could just see this being so great for meetings, and yeah, I'm excited about it. I think we should do a pen test on this, and then we're going to call it a video. I really hope that this was helpful. If you're new here, I try to be super thorough because I know that oftentimes, we have a nice cardstock on the back. Cool. 225 pages. Nice. Thank you for telling us that. I know often that I am people's hands and eyes in the community for online stores. Like, you can't go into a brick and mortar and buy items like this. And so, whenever I get something that I purchase myself online or is sent to me for PR, I do my very best to show it to you so that you can get a sense for whether or not it's for you. So I hope that my going into the weeds is helpful. Now, I don't know if this is still available. I'm going to try to get this video up as fast as possible so that if you want to subscribe, you'll get this box. But I know that at some point it'll turn off, and if you subscribe, you'll get June's box. So hopefully it's not too late for you to still get May's box. I'm going to do just a quick pen test here. So this was the 1P in the 0.38, and that dried instantly. Okay, so we love that. Let's do the Sarasa Mark-On in the what was this? This is the 0.5. So Sarasa Mark-On in the 0.5. That dried pretty quickly too. Maybe a little bit of smearing, but not too bad. We'll do this again with I don't use all of these every day, but I figured this one I think is gonna, wow. Now I should be using a clean finger. That dried super fast. Holy moly. Let's do the Muji 0.38, the clean finger. Y'all, this paper is doing something special. This is the Zebra Blend. I'm going immediately to smear it, and it's not smearing. Wow. This is the Signo. I mean, barely. I'll get up close so you guys can see. Here's the Zig Clean Color Dot. And what were the other ones? We had the Zebra Mild Liner. And, of course, the Arrows. The one thing you got to look out for with this is there's no marker on the barrel to tell you what direction it's going. So you kind of have to look and then lay it down. Lay that down. And of course, let's do our super mild Tombos. All right, let's take a look at the back of this. Holy moly, not only did it dry super fast, none of them bled, and very minimal ghosting. Now, this was still juicy and transferred to this side, so you got to be careful. Yeah. So that is going to have a bit of a longer drying time. But wow, like I think this paper is really good. Let me get up close here. Yeah. I think that's pretty darn great. Well done, cloth and paper. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna call it a video. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today, I hope you'll consider coming back, subscribing to my channel. I do a lot of planner and stationery reviews. I do unboxings. I do creative plan with me's because I love doing creative things. And if you want to hang out with me, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. Let me know what you think of this box down below. Leave me a comment. Come hang out with me over on Instagram. My handle is The Joyful Sojourn. And I guess that's it. Until next time, friends, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today. And I will see you in my next video.